Hello, and welcome back to Hunter Tuned. Finally going to be making a video. I actually had some footage over the last couple days, and I kind of just threw it in the garbage because it was so damn sporadic. I just didn't feel like putting it up. But hopefully all of you had a very Merry Christmas, and we'll have a great New Year's and New Year's Eve and stuff like that. Happy holidays to everybody out there, and thank you very much for 10,000 subscribers. We just hit 10,000 the other day. And hopefully we just keep growing from here, guys. I'm very proud of where the channel has come, and I'm very thankful for all of you that have been viewing the channel. So anyways, we're going to get right into work. I've been working the last couple days on the cars, and well, we got the CRX pretty much buttoned up here. This is my, I don't even know fucking what year, 89 to 91-ish CRX SI. I literally don't even know the year of this thing. I don't know the year of my Mustang. I think my hatch is a 97, 96. I don't even know. My truck's a 99, I know that. Yeah. The Yo-Yi Mobile's a 99. But it's a car. It's a CRX. They only made them a couple years, so here it is. This is doesn't matter if it's an 89 or a 90. It probably does. Somebody's going to correct me in the comments. No, it's a fucking 91s have different fenders, bro.
That doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's all here. This is a car. It's a CRX. So anyways, this is my $500 CRX project that we picked up. This car, let me tell you guys, was kind of a basket case when I picked it up. So I went through a whole bunch of shit with this car, including getting the headlights and blinkers sort of working. So the bumper wasn't on it when I got it. The hood, we actually had issues with the hood. It didn't have a cable coming off of it, so we shut the hood and we couldn't get the hood back open. So we actually installed some hood pins on this thing yesterday, and they look pretty good. So the hood pins are my new hood cable, which is exactly what I like to run because I hate fucking dealing with Honda hood cables. They always break, so I always put pins in them. Hate me if you want, but I like it. So all my cars now, besides the WRX and my truck, have hood pins. So the Mustang and the Civic and this thing all have hood pins. So we cleaned up some of the wiring on this thing, and I got the headlights and taillights all working. So the taillights and headlights on this thing were not working properly. Like the left side and the back was dimmer than the right. Like the taillights on the the left side of the car here were like this side was dimmer, this side was brighter. It was all messed up. The brake light on this side didn't work, and then I changed some shit around, cleaned the sockets out, and I put all new bulbs in, and now this thing is working really good.
I mean, really good. It works.
Yeah, I mean, it works. Holy shit, and fucking SOS light. It works as good as I care to get it to work. I literally just kind of, like I said, we cleaned the sockets up, and the wiring in the front was so fucked. Like the blinkers, they had like these damn eyelids. They had these eyelids wired into like the blinker wiring and some other weird shit. So like I'd hit the brakes and the left blinker would come on. It's kind of weird. So like I pretty much just cut all the bullshit out of here, and I wired up running lights in the front and blinkers and brake lights and tail lights. So it's good now. No blinker shit hitting when you hit the brakes, so that's cool. Most of the electrical stuff on this thing is pretty much dialed. I actually got the reverse lights working too. They're just twisted in the engine bay right now because I don't really give a shit. It's not going to touch nothing. We'll be fine. And I also adjusted the clutch. So the clutch on the last video that we drove this thing, it was slipping really bad. So I got the clutch readjusted. And a good thing too is if you guys like are questioning where your clutch adjustment should be, a lot of the times when you overextend the pedal, it won't go into gear or it'll grind. And a good indicator to do this with is reverse. So if it grinds going into reverse, at least this is what I noticed with this thing, is if I had my foot like a little bit off of the clutch pedal, it would go right into reverse. And then if I push the clutch all the way to the floor, it would grind. So I adjusted it, so with my foot all the way to the floor, it goes right into reverse. And hopefully now it's not going to slip, because before it would push, it would not fully disengage because it would just push so much on the fork. It wouldn't fully disengage. So I'm hoping it'll fully disengage now and everything like that. We have working lights all around, so I don't feel as sketchy driving it around. And the wiring in the engine bay is fucking meh. So whatever, it works. Everything is working. It's got a check engine light for VTEC and O2 sensor, so it is what it is. I don't really care that much. It's a damn single cam. I don't care if it's going to give me an extra 3.5 horsepower if I hook VTEC up.
No.
It's not really going to make that much of a difference. Although it makes a very big difference when you have a turbo.
No.
If you don't have VTEC on, that's fucking huge. And it probably does make like 10 or 15 extra horsepower with VTEC, but it's still going to be slow. So whatever, we'll hook VTEC up once we put a real motor in this thing. So yeah. Also, we fixed the tires all around. So like the fronts, all these tires were all leaking air because of the wheel weights that were on them. So I removed all the wheel weights and we just pumped all the tires back up with no wheel weights on it. And now all the tires are holding air. So that's fucking sweet. I also, sorry if this fucking video is like kind of me just blabbing, because I'm just trying to update you guys on all the stuff we've done. I also have some more stuff to talk about that I did yesterday. And some more stuff coming tomorrow. Very busy lately. I just haven't really been filming a whole lot, which I apologize. I get into these fucking moods, and I don't film, and I just wrench. And I wrench my balls off, and I never pick the camera up, and that's what I've been doing the last couple days. But anyways, we also got the window fixed on this thing. So the window and the door panel was all missing, so I put the door panel back on, and we fixed the window. Good enough. I think the track, or not the track, but the window fucking regulator thing is a little bit tweaked or worn out, so the window gets slightly off track. And I know how to put windows in these cars, so I know like I kind of roll the window all the way up, and then I push the window all the way into its track, and then I tighten all the bolts down. And even doing that, the regulator just has a lot of slop in it, so I think that's why that it's kind of just slightly falling off of the track. But the old window that was in this thing didn't even have the mounting tabs on the bottom of the window. The window itself didn't even have the things to bolt up to the regulator. So that's another thing that we did. I had this extra door here, so I'm going to throw the rest of this junk in the garbage unless somebody fucking wants to come get it. I don't think anybody wants a rotted out door, but yeah. So we're going to go take this thing for a little spin, and then I'll pick back up with you guys shortly, and might work on the hatch a little bit. I still got a bunch of bugs with that car. I've had a bunch of bugs with it for a while now. It's weird because now it fires up immediately when it's cold.
Really cold.
When it's cold. So like if I leave it sit overnight, or if I leave it sit out in the frickin' frigid air for like 2 hours, I go out to fire it up, fires right the fuck up. Like runs fine, fires up, runs great. And before I was throwing a top dead center code, so I actually tore the whole distributor apart. And I had some shit laying up here. So like I had these spare distributors, and I threw a spare top dead center sensor in my distributor, and now it's not throwing any codes, and it fires up immediately when it's cold. After it's cold, like even firing it up for like 30 seconds and shutting it off, it won't refire. Like it will not restart at all. So it runs if we pop start it, but like cranking it with the key. I don't know if it's something to do in the tune. I might just have to play with it a little bit. Or I was thinking I might swap out like the igniter and the coil, because it might have something to do with some of that stuff too. Well, guys, we were going to go drive the car, and then I went to go back out of the driveway, and I turned the headlights on, and the headlights exploded.
Yeah.
Literally, like, the bulbs burnt out. And then I'm like, okay, that was weird. Maybe the headlights just burnt out. So I turned the brights on, and the brights burnt out.
Pop the brakes.
So the headlights all burned out of it. And I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on here? So I didn't touch any of the headlight wiring, mind you. All I did was the side markers. And so I proceeded to kind of dig into it some more and figure out what was going on. So I checked the voltage at the battery. Or no, I didn't check the voltage at the battery. I checked the voltage at the headlights. Because I'm like, maybe the headlights have like a short or something in them. That's why they, fried out. So I checked the voltage going to the headlights, and there was 18 volts. 1.8. Bigger than the motor. 1.8. 18 volts going to the headlights. So I was like, okay, that's not right. Let's check how much voltage is at the battery. Guess how much voltage was at the battery? 18. So I said, okay, maybe there's a short between somewhere and somewhere. So I checked the alternator, and it too was putting out 18 volts. So I disconnected the big green plug on the back to see if that would kind of make the voltage come down or go up or whatever the case may be. And it was still at 18. So I disconnected the power wire from the alternator and just tested it straight off the alternator, no wiring, externally going off of it, and it was still at 18 volts. So I'm thinking the alternator is bad, or it went out. I drove this car like a week ago, and I had the headlights on and everything was fine. So I don't know, maybe the alternator just went out. It's an AutoZone replacement alternator, and I've heard that maybe they're bad, they're junk, I don't fucking know. So anyways, now I need new headlights and I need an alternator. So I think I'm going to take this alternator back to AutoZone tomorrow because the guy that I bought it from works at AutoZone and he bought a brand new alternator for it. And so I'm going to try to put a different alternator on this thing tomorrow and see if we can get the voltage tamed down a little bit. And if the voltage comes down to where it should be, around 13.5 to 14, I'll be happy, and this car will be fucking done until I swap it. I literally just want to get all these stupid bugs worked out of it before I even worry about swapping it. I want to drive it for a couple hundred miles and do all that kind of stuff before I worry about fucking doing anything else. So anyways, I checked the engine light too, and I'm like, maybe it's got like an ELD issue. The load detector, I don't know if something else in the harness is messed up, so I'm like, I'll check the engine lights, because checking the engine lights will pretty much kind of tell me if there's issues elsewhere other than the fucking alternator. So I jump the connector, and the only engine light that is on this car is for the VTEC pressure switch, is because I don't have it hooked up. So that's not the issue. I don't think there's an issue with the ECU or anything like that, but there's going to be if I keep running it at 18 volts. It's going to fucking fry everything. So I'm not really going to run it until we get a new alternator, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. And hopefully these voltage issues will be cleared up. But I'm going to pull the hatch in the garage now and kind of show you what issues we're having with that thing. I feel like I've just been chasing my fucking tail with these goddamn Hondas lately. But hopefully they'll all be worked out soon and we can get to actually having fun with them. I'm sorry there's not a lot of action lately going on the channel. It makes me not even want to put a video out. But we're just going to keep going with what we're going to be rolling with the hardships here and trying to figure out these damn cars. And hopefully we can go do fucking burnouts soon.
Do a burnout in my car.
Oh, we could go to your car. Your car runs good.
It does. Motor, and it wasn't the bearings.
Yeah.
What was that, Christian?
Well, guys, we almost blew up the motor, and it's not the bearings.
Is it the piston rings?
Nope, not the piston rings.
Must be something else. Okay, so anyways, we pulled the hatch in the garage. We actually took this thing out the other day to play with the suspension a little bit. The car's been wheel hopping really bad lately, and I'm thinking I narrowed it down to a few different things. I actually, when I raised the car up to clear for the slicks, I ended up jacking the preload very, very tight on the front suspensions, and I actually had a guy on my Facebook page recommend that I would take some preload out of the front springs, because I preloaded the crap out of them, and I think too much preload because it won't have any spring left to it if they're cranked all the way.
Yeah, so you adjusted the very bottom one, which is the preload, and you're supposed to do the second one up, which is the height adjustment.
No, the height adjustment on this is the whole bottom of the whole bottom of the
What?
on the the whole bottom of the strut fucking it goes longer or taller.
Right.
But the spring tension is the preload technically.
Yeah.
So if you're collapsing it, you're putting more preload, and if you're whatever, it's less preload. So anyways, they're cranked right now. I think one of these days, if this fucking thing ever just stays together, we're going to take some preload out of this front springs and make them softer and see if that helps with the wheel hop. If that doesn't help, I'm probably just going to end up switching over to some Skunk 2, like Pro Series coilovers or something like that, because they're a lot stiffer than these eBay ones. These eBay ones have done pretty good, but we're going to try to maybe upgrade some suspension stuff. But anyways, we pulled the hatch in because of the starting issue, and it had like a misfire at idle, and like if you revved it up a little bit, the misfire would go away. And I'm like, I wonder what it is. So I started pulling the injectors. I put all the injectors in the flow tester. All the injectors are fucking mint. I pulled the plug wire. It had a bunch of spark, and it was misfiring on the left side cylinder. I don't know if that's 4 or 1 or whatever. It was misfiring. So I pulled the valve cover to check the valve lash, and it was super tight. So the valve lash was really tight on the intake side of that cylinder. So I was like, oh, I'll just maybe the valve lash just tightened up. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just redo the valve lash quick. Backed it all the way out, and as I'm like turning the valve lash set screw, I like pushed on the screwdriver, and I was pushing the valve.
Yeah. Like
it had a broken valve spring or something. So this is crazy. And I got super, super lucky with all this because I could have just completely killed this motor. But I didn't. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't mind the milky oil. That's different issue. Don't worry about it.
No, that's just performance high viscosity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's that Lucas assembly stuff.
Yeah.
So this is the current situation on this valve spring. And we're about to take it out and see what the fuck the problem is. Because the keepers are barely keeping the retainer and the valve together. Honestly, I feel like if I'd have ran this thing for another like 5 seconds, it might have fell off.
Yeah.
And the valve would be in the motor, destroying my cylinder head and blocking pistons and everything. So we're going to see what the issue was. Maybe the keepers were put on wrong, or maybe they just wore out or something. I didn't reassemble the cylinder head. I had somebody else do it for me at the machine shop when they redid the valve seats and stuff. They put the head back together. So I'm going to check this thing over and see if it's any good. So I'm going to pull this valve spring out. We're going to put some compressed air into the spark plug hole and see if we can figure out what the issue is with this valve spring and the retainer, and get back with you guys in a minute. Okay, guys, so we got the Honda fixed. I actually put a stock retainer back into this thing, and the valve lash is set perfectly now. The retainer isn't all fucking wallowed out. So we took the retainer to Pound Town, and it wore out somehow.
Yeah,
it's super weird.
Pound-Town-ish.
Yeah, so James actually took a picture on his phone here, and we're actually just going to kind of show you guys what it looked like. I mean, you guys could kind of see, but
okay.
This looks crazy.
Here, I'm gonna fuck shit. Sorry. All right. So.
Wow.
So.
My eyes hurt.
So that's what it's supposed to look like. You know, pretty normal.
Yeah.
Seated properly.
Yep.
Ignore the milk.
Eggnog.
And then there's this. It just buried itself right in there. And
like,
then,
it's fucked.
And then if you look at the side of it,
It's
you
all
can
wore
tell,
out.
Yeah.
Because the rocker arm was fucking rubbing into the
Yeah.
side of the retainer.
Well, because it was sticking out probably, like 3-4
I've
mil?
never had that happen. Usually the retainer will just break. It doesn't sink in the keeper farther. But that's what it did. Hanging the valve open. And, yeah, so we ended up just putting a stock retainer on it. And fucking runs mint now. So it actually fires up good. Everything seems to be happy.
Thank you for everybody in the live stream.
Yeah, fucking A, dude. Thanks to everybody in the live stream tonight. We were live streaming for about 2 hours and just kind of
the live
fucking
stream,
off.
That was a great live stream.
Goofing off for a while, and it was pretty fun. So,
If you missed the live streams, it's probably because you're not subscribed.
or they don't hit the bell.
Hit
or you
the
don't,
bell.
Or you don't hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
So I would do
Come
that.
on.
Yeah.
Because we always have a good time. It's always really fun.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
You ever heard of like...
Thanks for all the donations too, guys. There's quite a bit of you.
Yeah, the donors
Michael
are
and
awesome.
fucking Shades Wade. They were donating to the channel here, so I appreciate that shit, guys.
The donos
100%.
were awesome.
I got a guy that
Everybody's
said he's
awesome.
gonna send me some fucking coilovers
Yeah,
for
seriously.
paying shipping. Like, that is fucking amazing. Looking forward to talking with these guys and a couple people that are interested in stuff on the website. I can't thank you guys all enough. We got a bunch of shit. Like, I have so much stuff to film right now, but I haven't filmed anything. I picked up a CRV yesterday. I picked it up for $600. It's a Honda CRV B20, whatever.
Well, they dropped it off.
Needed a timing belt. Put a fucking belt on it, it runs mint.
Yep.
Everybody's like, oh yeah, interference motor, fucking bent the valves, broke the pistons, did all this fucking happy horse shit. Threw a belt on it, fuckers dialed.
Yeah, and we were just fucking around the whole time, too. That's the thing.
Took like an hour, we put the belt on it, and it's actually a new whip for my dad, because my dad is looking for just a better car than the truck was. And we sold the truck that he had, got some money from that, and then I bought that CRV for him, fixed it all up, and it's a great fucking car.
Yeah.
Great car.
It's awesome.
CRVs are great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So anyways, I just want to kind of update you guys that the hatch is running good. We're actually going to meet up with a subscriber tomorrow, I think. And we might do some in-car footage with the hatch and go do some pulls in it. And maybe we'll do some more updates on the CRX at some point here, too. I got to get an alternator for that thing because the alternator is overcharging. It's running like 18 fucking volts. Crazy. And maybe we'll do an update on the CRV. And I also have a fucking car coming here tomorrow. I think tomorrow. It's a turbo LS car that I have to work on for a customer. So lots of stuff going on. I'm going to try to keep it all organized and straight, but I got to get a video for you guys. I'm sorry if this fucking shit's boring lately. Rambling a lot, fucking not getting a lot of action in, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to fucking get some stuff rolling and do what you got to do for working on shit, and with the holidays and whatever, it's kind of a bitch. I get discouraged, though, with fucking making videos sometimes because I'm like, I don't want to put that video out. All I was doing was fucking talking.
Yeah, rambling videos are good.
They really,
like,
people like them,
personally-
but I don't know.
Personally, like, don't knock yourself down for it.
I
'Cause
know.
rambling.
It's
videos
tough
are
though,
good.
because it's like fuck. I feel like I don't want to put that stuff out because it's boring and people don't like it. But I feel like you
I
guys
like
love
it.
it, so
Honestly.
it's all good. And honestly, there's gonna be people that hate fucking other videos, and I love them.
No.
Like the fucking ice racing video at the ice fishery.
Oh,
Go
God.
watch that fucker. There's like only 800 views on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck?
I
Or
watched
going 100 miles an hour on the lake.
Yeah.
That one's got no views too. Go fucking watch that shit.
Oh yeah.
They're good
Go-
videos.
go frozen
I
water
loved
video.
those videos and they got no views. And then I put videos out that are like, hey, here I am, I'm talking about fucking blah, blah, blah. And it gets like 3,000 views. And I'm like, what the fuck? But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great fucking day. Better tomorrow. Happy holidays. And we will see you fucking later. Peace out.
And keep moving forward. I feel. Bam, 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 bam.